Hello, everyone. Welcome to another edition of Tone's Market Analysis for Wednesday, June 28th, I believe. So the month is almost over. Man, how the month flies. All right, I'm going to jump right into share screen. We're going to go pretty much right into the market. And I got a lot to cover. Those of you that saw the tweet, I will talk about Monero for the first time. But we'll get there. I'm already starting off with 70 live viewers, make that 95, and about to break 100. There it is, 100 live viewers. Excellent, guys. Thank you. I'm updating the website. I have to update the website. In order for me to write my articles, I'm going to start writing articles again. I have to write articles because videos. Some people do better with reading articles, and I really want to update my time series article, the one about the August 11th date and what it means to me, and a lot of the other things. I also want to, put up a tutorial how to get ready for August 1st. I will be making a video about that. Will be here this week. I know everyone that ordered their miner after me from the same company has already received it. I'm the only bozo that doesn't have it yet, but that's because there was a shipping issue with over the power supply. But the miner should be here this week. My new computer should be here this week. So I have really a lot to do. And my travel schedule, on the 22nd. I haven't decided how long I'll be staying in California. It really depends where we are with the scaling situation during that time, okay? But I'm hoping that I will be up to date. See right there, June 7th. I'm already posting stuff that happened on June 7th. These are all my interviews. These are all my video appearances. It's actually taking me some time to find all those and put them in chronological order. I probably skipped some, but I don't want to be slacking on the website. I want to put stuff there every other day or something as I do videos. These videos don't actually go on there. I just don't have the time, and they're on my YouTube channel. All right, let's just jump right into the markets here. I think I'm chewing up all of my memory, unfortunately. So come on, come back. There we go. As I close these tabs one at a time, it should get better and free up memory. All right, so the stock market, nothing is going on. Nothing has been going on this entire month. I drew this yellow box. We occasionally get out of the box for a day. We go back into the box the next day. We fell out of the box to the downside yesterday on a really bad day in the stock market. And boom, today we're back in the box. This tells me two things. The most important one of them is that stock market is going higher. There's no doubt in my mind that stock market is going higher. Like I always say, you don't get multiple weeks to exit the stock market. That's just not how it works. It's just not how it works, guys. Okay, so just keep that in mind. All right, I'm gonna close these tabs. Hopefully with each tab I close, I free up memory. Okay, here we go. Here's the weekly chart of the S&P 500, and I drew this green arrow over a month ago, and we're going higher, and I'm expecting us to keep going higher. There's really nothing day today. I mean, we're in the middle of no man's land, and we closed this gap out of this triangle, and up we go. So I am very bullish the stock market long term as well. All right, gold. Monday was it? I even tweeted it out. I mean, gold had a huge bad day. So I did not take. I didn't look at the details. I just saw that in the morning, gold was down a lot. Now I know what everyone's gonna say. It's manipulation. It's manipulation. It's manipulation. And my answer to the screaming manipulation and zero hedge is the leader in this. I don't care. I just don't. I'm sorry, guys. I know like some people want me to care about the gold manipulation. And before Bitcoin came into my life, I actually cared about the gold manipulation. I don't care anymore. It's just not my fight. It's not my fight. So what I see from gold is it was falling pretty hard. It bounced. It came back to the 50-day moving average, and then it fell. Okay. Now I know a lot of contracts got sold, $1 billion, but it was sitting at a 50-day moving average. Come back to the trend line, and maybe some big hedge fund decided to short the shit out of it. There's nothing wrong with that. There is nothing wrong with that. A hedge fund trading 10 billion in assets can short $1 billion worth of gold contracts, and they will only pay $100 million to do it. It's not that much. If you're a big, powerful hedge fund, it's just not that much. So the way I'm looking at gold is it's still in a no trade area. The moment gold falls below 1230, it becomes a short play, for me anyway. It's bouncing back a little bit from this bad day. The 50-day moving average is now turning down. I understand this is a double top meant to be broken to the upside, but the weekly chart trumped the daily chart, and which did not have a double top. It had this shooting star candle, and that dropped it back below the trend line. We are now squarely below the trend line. I have been looking, I erased this green arrow because I no longer believe that it will go up. So I'm just going to delete it right in front of you guys. And we're back to this red arrow. We're back to this downtrend. Your momentum is down. Everything is down. I don't see anything bullish in gold. It's just technically it's going to go down. Okay, fundamentally, who the hell knows? I'm not even sure what gold's fundamentals are at the moment, especially when the stock market is booming and economically things seem to be doing well. Another way you can almost glance at this, and I just noticed it myself, and it'll be the last thing I do, and then we'll move on from gold. So the RSI on gold dropped down, yet the price on gold however slightly up. That is a bit of a divergence. It's a bit of a divergence. The MACD, a little too hard to tell, but also looks like it dropped a little bit. Okay, so let's zoom in. And I want to drop my numerical indicator. And I'll talk more about it when I talk about Bitcoin, guys. If there's anything here I need to pay attention to, well, I should have been paying attention to this 9 because it would have signaled a 1 to 3 day bounce and then a drop. And I tweeted this out, and this worked out perfectly, actually. You had this down momentum. The 9 is a buy signal in a way, and it usually leads to a 1 to 4 candle bounce to the upside, a reversal upside, and then usually the trend continues. Occasionally, if the price totally flips, then we can completely reverse the price, okay? But it didn't. So there you go. By the way, I'm actually reading more about this indicator, and even though we also had a bearish 9 here, this 9 had a much smaller chance of leading to a reversal because we were so much lower than all the other candles. Started off another down 9 count that got broken. And because this 9 count got broken, it actually also signaled that there's more weakness to go. and we could never get a full bullish green count, and we now just got another bearish count. We are now on a 13 on this low end. I mean, like just technically, gold is not looking good. That's all. Let's save that chart. If you're a gold bull right now, you're gonna have to hold on to your coins, like I'm doing. I'm holding on to my coins. All right. Weekly is not looking great either. I mean, I can throw the numerical indicator on here, but it's just going to be choppy. Probably not going to say anything, but I'll throw it on there. I think I'm freeing up my space. By the way, more people have been reaching out to me to learn about this and to send them my code. Programmers actually helping me out. Thank you for volunteering, by the way. Some people reached out to help me fix the bugs in this code, and hopefully all of the kinks will be worked out. The bugs aren't that serious. But yeah, there's nothing. Oh, there was a 9 right there, signaling a 1 to 3 candle reversal, and then we go back up, and we did, and now we're kind of choppy. But see this count on the bottom? If this gets to a 13, then this count will be exhausted. And this needs to get to a 13 before the yellow count or the orange count creates a full 9. So there's lots going on here, but overall, I'm bearish. I'm back to being bearish gold, but not bearish enough to throw a position on. Just like slightly bearish. I need the odds really in my favor. I need at least 60-40 confidence in a trade before I take the trade. Okay, and I don't have that yet. If gold falls below 1200 or 1230 even, I'll probably have way more confidence that it's going to keep going down than at the moment. Close this. Not really much to say about oil. We fell out of my trend channel to the downside, and now we're back into the trend channel. So we might bounce a little bit, but the long-term prospects on oil are few and far between. So the euro is actually doing what I expected it to do after the French election, which, you know, I was disappointed. But hey, not my country. Once it got below the 50-week moving average, it was back. Now that we're at this quadruple, whatever top it is, I expect it to be broken. The German election will create some bullish in the euro, and then I expect it all to fall apart. Oh, wow, this isn't even that far away. This is like September. Yeah, I mean, if it makes it all the way into the 200-week moving average, that might be it for the euro. It'll be like the ultimate bull trap right here. This will be a monster bull trap. Can it go higher? Sure. But for now, the most I'm giving it is 115. We're at 113.75, so maybe 116, 117, right? Maybe 118. So I'm giving it some. I don't think we're ever going to get to 120. Though it would be nice for this gap to close. Yeah, if we can get to 1.19999, that would be sweet. The low of this candle right here. Oh wait, right there. So the low of that, the close of that candle is 1.19995. So the perfect scenario would be for the euro to close this gap and fall just short of 1.2 and then completely collapse. And the pound is already having its problems. I still think the pound has a brighter future than the euro, but for now, this double top probably won't hold. I think the euro will pop on German elections, and then we'll reverse somewhere. But for now, this is also a no trade. All right, Bitcoin time. So I'm up to 330 viewers. Man, I hit 700 live viewers once. Oh, I don't know what happened. I'm even doing these earlier to accommodate the European viewers. So hopefully I can get my numbers back up of live viewers. Hey guys, so thank you for watching. Thank you for sharing my videos. Thank you for following me on Twitter. I'm seeing a little bit in the live chat. I see Adam Meister is with us, unless people are trolling. James Bond is here. Yeah, so I see a lot of familiar names. Thank you for watching me live. Thank you, Richie Rich, who I believe is compiling the questions for me. We missed you. You haven't been on this podcast a little bit. This is normally the time where I say thank you for your donations, but if you pull up my Bitcoin QR code, there hasn't been any Bitcoin donations in over a week, so I hope my wallet's working. Otherwise, it's okay. I am having luck with my private clients, and you will all benefit from that in about 10 minutes when I talk about some new currencies, some new crypto altcoins that I've never talked about on the show before, only because private clients have reached out. Okay, so here is the weekly chart of Bitcoin. I can zoom out. Let's see if I freed up enough memory to do this fairly quickly. Okay, let's zoom out on the weekly. I know my indicator is cluttering the chart a little bit. So look, the weekly does look a little toppy. It does. It looks a little scary that we can easily correct. Okay, this is a bit out of control, right? Like, in all fairness, if Bitcoin corrects all the way to the prior high of 1,300, it will be okay. It won't be the end of the world. The question is, can we spot it? Can we, as traders, as technical analysts, can we pick up on the signs that Bitcoin will fall to 1,300? Okay. Now, this isn't easy. And we are in a very, very dangerous environment with a potential fork coming up in 5 weeks. Okay. So any crazy news out of China and BitMain can instantly crash the market like it did the other day. And it will be, you won't be able to get out in time, right? Or like what happened with Ethereum and their flash crash, right? What if SegWit 2x has a big bug, which worries me a lot, right? So, but can we spot the signs of it dropping? And this is why I've been looking at Bitcoin every day. When I was doing these videos a month ago, 2 months ago, I was not looking at Bitcoin this diligently. I can go a day or two without caring about the price at all. But not right now. Right now, I have so much attention on Bitcoin that I'm going to have a problem next week, because next week, my trading season in traditional market begins because of earnings season. Earnings season starts in 3 weeks from me, guys. So, and the day earnings season starts, that same week, I'm in LA. And I would love to spend a week in LA, go to San Francisco, meet up with people, maybe visit the Blockstream office, see what's going on. Would love to stop by there and visit if they let me in there. And but I don't know. I don't know what my plans are, because everything is up in the air. So let's see if the technicals can help us here. Okay. So we had this green count. And again, if you want the code to this indicator, if you want to know how I use it, if you want to know how I know professional traders use it, the only other place I know you can you can like view this code is a Bloomberg terminal. That's where I used to like view it and stuff. And the Bloomberg terminal is $2,000 a month, by the way. So if anyone has the money, $2,000 a month on a Bloomberg terminal, it's on there. I would love to be able to afford a Bloomberg terminal again. That'd be awesome. Anyway, so what did this 9 tell us? So this 9 told us that there might be a 1 to 4 week pullback, and then we can potentially go higher. Okay, so a couple of things are going on right now, right? So, oh, interesting. Well, that's weird. How come that doesn't have a 2 on the bottom? I've been messing with my code a little bit, so it kind of worries me that this doesn't have a little... Oh, wait. No. It shouldn't have a 2. It needs to be higher than the high. Never mind. So yeah, so we are on the 1 to 4 week pullback, and then we should potentially go higher. But things start to be a little different if this week closes below the red line. And this red line is sitting right at 25.30, okay? And right now we're at 25.46. Now also remember, this is Bitstamp. This happens to be Bitstamp. Different exchanges may have different numbers, okay? So this is still a green 3 because right now this week is trading above the red line. We want to close above this red line. We're not in any danger above the red line. This 9 told you to take some profit, and you're technically still in a bullish trade. But if we close below this red line, it might be time to, move your trading position into cash and see what happens the week after, okay? And the week after, we should have some clarity on SegWit2x as it goes into beta, okay? Here is the Brave New Coin Liquid Index. And this is interesting, okay? So today's candle isn't in, but it's going to be like in the vicinity, right? The price hasn't really moved much today, okay? So let me show you what people have been tweeting at me, okay? So I don't know who this person is, but they put the arrow in the denial area. So that's blatantly wrong, okay? We're definitely not in denial. We're either like way over here on the left, and we haven't seen this giant parabolic rise yet, or we are on the other side of return to normal. But this is wrong. We're definitely not here, right? This denial area was back here when BitMain made their announcement. So we're definitely not there, okay? So let me close that tweet. So here's another one. Okay, this is a good view. Whoever tweeted this at me, right? So this does look like this secondary high right here is the equivalent of the return to normal. So right there. So this area here, return to normal, may be this area right there. Here's the thing, we don't know. Nobody knows. Nobody knows. If anyone tells you that they know, they don't. They have no clue. It's too early to tell. You would know if we fall below this. I'm not actually sure what exchange this is. But we would need to fall below. If we fall back and start closing at lower lows, below 24 right here, if we start going back here, then yes, then this may be true. And if this is true, and the bubble is popping, then we can go, it's possible that we go into the spare and we go somewhere in here below 1,000. Now, I think that is highly unlikely unless SegWit2x completely screws up, BitMain completely screws up. I mean, look, we could be over $3,000 to $5,000 in the price of Bitcoin right now if all the Chinese miners had to do was BIP 141. All they had to do was signal for SegWit. All they had to do was signal for SegWit. This run-up in shitcoins might not have happened. People would not have used Bitcoin as a scapegoat to sell their scams, to pitch their scams. So Yeah, but then again, if a lot of the people that are blocking SegWit are invested in all this nonsense, then they have a reason to prevent SegWit and profit on things like Ethereum. So you don't know what people's motivations are. I have zero motivations in altcoins. So to me, I only care about the price of Bitcoin going up. And I think that Bitcoin price could be so much higher right now if bad actors didn't continuously try to hard fork Bitcoin and prevent SegWit. All right, so now let's talk about my tweets. So the other day on June 23rd, when was June 23rd? Friday. So on Friday, Bitcoin really looked like it was ready to bounce out. It was really looking like it's about to get to this yellow line. And if it breaks this yellow line, we're going to have some very nice times. But after that, we ran into some trouble. And I pulled up this picture on last video, so I'll do it again. So those of you that rewatch it can go ahead and pause it. And these were my scenarios as they relate to SegWit 2x. And to be honest, I have no clue what's going on with the progress of SegWit 2x. And as far as I know, nobody does either. Nobody does, because our core developers are not programming it. So nobody knows what the hell's going on. Once we broke this, all thoughts of imminent highs were removed. I was very disappointed, and I immediately tweeted out that I expected Bitcoin to be above 2,800 and not this low, and Bitcoin's a hold. Soon after that, this happened. This was that break when I tweeted it out. And then once we started creating this double bottom, I immediately tweeted out that Bitcoin has this indicator on the daily chart, has indicated to short Bitcoin. And my target was down around 2,200 on Bitfinex. This is the Bitfinex chart. Please adjust to your exchange accordingly. The patterns look the same. I just draw on whatever, right? It doesn't matter. It's irrelevant. And this signaled go to cash. This signaled go short. And my arrow pointed to 2,200. I heard it immediately got sent to a lot of troll boxes by traders. So immediately after I sent that, here's what happened. That was my arrow. We immediately crashed down to 2,300, bounced back. This looked like a good bounce, and we started rebounding. And I can swear there was another tweet here. Oh no, what did I write here? Here, the daily chart, it signaled the short. Okay, so I sent this out. I might have tweeted it out, but not, yeah, anyway. And I said right here, we're still on a short play. This is not good. We're breaking double bottom again. I don't believe in double bottoms. Our weekly is still in a 1 to 4 week pullback. The daily chart signaled a short. 26th, my latest. Now we're going more recent. I tweeted out this box right here. We need Bitcoin to reverse from this box. The 50-day moving average. You don't want to close below the 50-day moving average. That was a good sign, some nice positive buying. But in this tweet, I clearly wrote right here, double bottoms are not going to, oops, sorry, right here. Here it is. To maintain the bullish trend, we need to reverse from the box. It's possible we just, oh man, what do I do? Guys, I know my videos are a little long, but these are educational videos. I'm not here to tell you when to buy or sell. I'm here for you to learn how to trade, so you no longer have to watch my videos, and you're on your own. Like, I don't watch any other traders. That's where you want to be. All right, so here we go. So what I wrote in the tweet, that's what I was going for. There we go. To maintain bullish trend, we need to reverse from the blue box right here and here, same box, different time angle. It's possible it just happened, but probably one more low. So we fell into my box, but I said probably one more low. And a little bit later, tweeted this out. Double bottom again. Hate double bottoms. That was the original arrow. I drew another arrow. This is where I said the blue box was possible, but perhaps one more low. I didn't have time to make it fancy. And here it is, headed lower, but still in the box. And then yesterday, when I looked at Bitcoin, this is what I saw. I saw this giant wick that made a lower closing low, that made a significantly lower intraday low. It was still in the box. It almost made it to the top of the green channel. The volume was a little bit off. I was okay with this red volume because half this red volume was buying off the low, which is strong. Your momentum was strong. Everything was signaling a reversal. And my tweet said, I think the low is in. Chances the low is in are good. And bam. And I haven't tweeted since. I was going to tweet this morning, but I figured I'm doing the video anyway, so I don't need to. So let's go and take a look at what's going on. So here we are. So I sent out this tweet right here when I pretty much suggested that the low was in. And we followed it pretty well. This morning I drew these lines, but I haven't yet tweeted this out. I'm waiting for us to get back to this yellow, which could happen in the next couple of hours. And once we get to this yellow, I'm looking for a breakout. I think we're back to some bullish momentum. I don't know why, guys. I don't know. I have absolutely no clarity on SegWit 2x. None. None. I have no clue what's going to happen. I feel worried that the user-activated soft fork movement has died down. I have taken my foot off the gas pedal on a user-activated soft fork, but that foot might, my whole body might fly onto that paddle next week. I think the user-activated soft fork and BIP 148 are insanely important. But this hourly 50-hour moving average is turning. We kind of pulled back. We're stuck right here. Once we break the yellow line, I have a $300 target because that's the difference between this yellow line and the low. It's about 300. And then we start, and then all of these old targets start to come back. So the hourly chart is back to being bullish. This all ends once it goes back below this here. But right now, it's looking bullish again. Here is the daily chart. And this is still a little bit tricky because we're still on a red 5 for the day. So the red count still has you in a short position, but it's now a position that's losing you money if you shorted right here on this number 2. But you had plenty of time to take your profit and plenty of time to set a break-even stop loss. I would have set a break-even stop loss or like a stop loss back here because once this had a strong rebound, you take your profit. It's very dangerous to short Bitcoin, very dangerous, any crypto. So this 5 will stand as long as we close lower than 2,500 on Bitfinex, which is only $25 away. So I think this 5 red could become a green 1. All we have to do is close above 2,500. And I think there's a very good chance we're going to close above 2,500 today on Bitfinex. And if we do, this flips your short position back into cash, and potentially we go up. Now, the question, once again, is this the bubble? Is this the return to range and a bull trap for people? And we will know if we get back below the yellow. If we start closing below 2,300, if we make a new closing low, if we close below 2,300 on a daily candle, or you know what, I'll give it a little more wiggle room. If we close below the 50-day moving average on Bitfinex, I might have to put all near-term bullish thoughts behind me. But right now, I'm turning back to bullish. Okay, so that was my Bitcoin view. Oh man, this video has already gone 35 minutes. But I think I said everything I said about Bitcoin. Well, let's talk altcoins. Why not? So I had a couple of private clients today. Not today, sorry, this week. And the coins that I talked about with them, I'll talk to you on the video. Okay, here's Litecoin. I warned everyone to take their profits off Litecoin in the $44, $45 range. So those that listened have done well. Now, if you moved it to Bitcoin, I think you've done okay. Now, this is Litecoin versus Bitcoin. Look, right now, everything seems to be correlated. The whole crypto space seems to be correlated. Bitcoin is up, everything is up. Bitcoin is down, everything is down. But when Bitcoin is down, everything else is down more. When Bitcoin is up, everything else may be up more, may not be. So Litecoin is starting a nice bullish count. So these are weekly candles, and they're kind of telling you to stay long. But that was a big drop from $45, $48 all the way to $30. So that wasn't good. Here's the daily chart of Litecoin. Oh man, I really didn't want to start closing all of these. I already have a million questions that Rich is sending me. I'll try and go through the questions quickly. Not sure why Litecoin is taking this much time. There we go. Come on. Here's the daily chart of Litecoin, and well, this I can adjust, right? Because I drew it before it went higher. But it's still, you know, a lower closing high and a lower intraday high, and your momentum is down. This I can adjust. And this I can adjust. Momentum is still down, right? Your volume is down. So I don't know, guys. I mean, this looks like it'll be a giant cup and handle. So you can hold on to your Litecoin. But if Bitcoin solves the SegWit problem or the SegWit blocking problem, and people realize that the 2x part of SegWit 2x is complete and utter bullshit, then I think Litecoin versus Bitcoin may not be such a great trade. Now here's Litecoin versus the dollar, and this is a bit of a double bottom right here, but it did go slightly lower, and also your weekly chart is trumping your daily chart, and these arrows have been on this chart for a while. I tweeted this out. If you go to my Twitter, I called this bounce in Litecoin perfectly, absolutely perfect. Probably one of my best calls, like just textbook. This trend line in Litecoin at $34 was very critical. You can see how far back it extends from the top of the triangle that I used to call the move to 48 bucks or 44 bucks. And this is a W. I hate double bottoms, but double bottoms on hourly charts don't mean as much when the daily chart doesn't have anything like that. So this now creates a situation where Litecoin in dollars should move up. The difference between 34 and this yellow line, which we're now in, I'll extend that. So the difference between this yellow line is at 40. That's 34. So you're looking at $6. So it's very likely that Litecoin from here would go up $6, which will take us right back to this area here. And that could create multiple double tops, which could shoot Litecoin up about $15. But again, Bitcoin can do better, right? If we get SegWit and nothing else, Bitcoin can do much better. SegWit and Lightning, no hard forks. Bitcoin can do much, much better. Okay, so let's save this. Okay, you know what? I guess I'll leave it. I'll close the Ethereum crap. So here's Ethereum. I guess let's start with the higher level. I don't even know why I'm looking at Ethereum, but I did have someone call me and for consulting and ask me about Ethereum. So everybody gets to benefit from that. And so here's Ethereum. This is the daily Ethereum. I expected it to fall all the way to 0.06. That's its support. You see how Litecoin fell to the right level right here of the prior high? And now it has a healthy bounce. Ethereum didn't do that. Ethereum did not fall all the way to 0.06 Bitcoins, which would have been a healthy bounce for Ethereum. So right now, I don't see Ethereum on a healthy bounce. I still see Ethereum as a bubble, though it did bounce from its 50-day moving average, so maybe that's something, okay? And here's the hourly chart of Ethereum, which does look kind of similar, and I tweeted this out. And the hourly chart of Ethereum doesn't have healthy bounce. I mean, it's way down there. This is Ethereum versus Bitcoin, by the way. Everything is kind of weak. There's no strong support. Like this support was actually in the middle of nowhere because that was strong support right here. And this support's in the middle of nowhere. So like, I don't know. I mean, if Ethereum does get back to the top of like 0.14, can it bust out? Sure. But like, it's not a healthy bounce. But speaking of healthy bounces, Bitcoin also doesn't have a healthy bounce. If right here, when Bitcoin made it to 1,800, if it would have fallen all the way back down to 1,200 or 1,300 and then made a run into 3,000, that would have been way healthier. The fact that we didn't do that made it, tricky, but I was calling bullish the entire way, mostly because of the bubble in ICOs and things like Ethereum. Okay, Ethereum Classic. Again, thank you, private clients who wanted to talk about Ethereum Classic. The last time I spoke about Ethereum Classic, I drew this red arrow. Ethereum Classic was making a high against Ethereum, and I thought the high was a little too much, and I expected Ethereum Classic to pull back against Ethereum into the cross. And then after the cross, I expected Ethereum Classic to be a better investment than Ethereum from a technical perspective. I really couldn't care less. I think both of the I think both of them are a scam. I just think Ethereum's a bigger scam than Ethereum Classic is. So here you go. And I have no clue. Can it go down against Ethereum? Ethereum Classic is my most hated thing to chart because I have to chart it against three things. I have to chart it against Ethereum, I have to chart it against Bitcoin, I have to chart it against US dollar. So here it is against Ethereum, Ethereum Classic against Ethereum, and I think it should I think it should do better than Ethereum itself because Ethereum can't handle all the load and they can't scale. And Ethereum Classic can't scale either, but they don't need to scale yet, but Ethereum does and they can't do it. Here's Ethereum Classic versus the US dollar or Tether, and we're stuck here at the highs. And again, it's if it comes back to 22, but if Bitcoin goes up, it'll lift all the boats. So yeah, it can go up, but I don't think it can go up as good against Bitcoin, because here it is against Bitcoin, and it's also near the highs, and there's really not much here. It's kind of in no man's land. So I'm now going to close Ethereum Classic, and the next time I look at Ethereum Classic is the next time someone is actually paying me to look at Ethereum Classic. But guess what? Someone for the first time had asked me to go through Monero with them. And because someone commissioned me to look at Monero, I created Monero charts for the first time, and I'm talking about Monero for the first time. And here we go. Monero against Bitcoin is telling me absolutely nothing, other than I can just grab this, make it yellow. I don't even know where best to draw this thing. See, sometimes drawing these things against Bitcoin don't really help. So this is clearly some support. So against Bitcoin, this can still go either way. This has been tested. It bounced off of it. So against Bitcoin, Monero isn't telling you anything. So I didn't find this chart very useful. This is the daily Monero against Bitcoin. Here is the daily Monero against the US dollar. And this one is very clean, very clean. So what this tells me is that a lot of people are trading Monero against the US dollar and not necessarily against Bitcoin, because this is showing awesome step functions of higher highs and higher lows, coming back to support points and then bounce. This was a great bounce right off the previous high, and then it came back and it tested that prior high multiple times, and it's back above the 50-day moving average. So I am fairly bullish Monero right here on the daily chart. But here's the best part. And this one caught me by surprise. When I pulled up the weekly chart of Monero, I was tempted to go and buy some Monero. I didn't do it. I am sticking to my guns of being a somewhat Bitcoin maximalist that happens to accept Litecoin as donations. But this was very, very tempting. Very tempting. Because this is as textbook of a triangle as I've seen in a long time. It might be a little too textbook, that it may not work out the way the textbook says it should. But this is Monero against Bitcoin, actually. And this long-term view, like this triangle took a year to form, guys. It's major. And it's calling for a 0.02 increase in Monero versus Bitcoin. And if Bitcoin goes up, this is huge in dollar terms, huge. So watching this, I was so tempted to like throw a Bitcoin at Monero, but I didn't do it, okay? I was then tempted to put a Monero donation address on this video and future videos, because if I can get a bunch of donations over the next, I don't know, 3 to 4 weeks, as this triangle comes to the point, man, I like this. Well, like forget the fact that it's Monero. Who cares, right? I mean, I'm a technical analyst. Like you give me an asset, and I'll tell you what I think. And I had no idea this is what I would see. This just happened yesterday, by the way. This is literally yesterday. I was on the phone with someone yesterday, and we were just spending so much time talking about Monero. And look, the technicals are bullish. I don't know if Fluffy Pony sees this. I don't know if he'll be happy with me, but I've never owned Monero. I don't even know where to go and get a Bitcoin, where to even get a Monero address. I don't have any exchange accounts, so I don't know. But this is actually tempting me to put a Monero donation address up. I may not. I'm probably not going to do it. I'll probably be, the loser once again, who told everyone to buy Litecoin at $3 because they're getting segued, and why the hell isn't it pumping? And then it goes up to 50, and I never got a single Litecoin until a few donations came in after Litecoin was already over $30, right? All I had to do was even put the Litecoin donation up back when it was 3, and I would have been sitting on, probably a bunch of Litecoin right now. So there you go. So I'm going to remain the Bitcoin maximalist, and I'm not going to touch Monero, but this is what I see. So those of you who watch me and are Monero fans should be happy with the charts. I think they're looking good. So at this point, I am going to close Monero, and I'm not going to look at it until there is another client that's willing to pay the tone-based hourly consulting fee of 0.1 Bitcoin per hour to talk about Monero or whatever your heart desires. Okay. Now the Bitcoin transaction mempool is completely not full. You can send Bitcoins cheaply again. This, of course, means that these were spammers trying to push their agenda of big blocks. And, what are you going to do? Bad actors are bad actors, right? Let's just get SegWit, forget about the stupid hard fork, and, move on with scaling Bitcoin the right way. Yeah, I don't care. I've gone on long enough. Okay, so on this note, I'm almost at 500 viewers. I know I've gone for almost an hour. I will start taking a look at your questions. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you for following me. Thank you, consulting clients. Hopefully, I'll get like a $2 donation so I know my Bitcoin donation wallet isn't broken, because I've been curious. They're cheap now, and I do accept Litecoin donations. Of course, you don't have to donate. I do not work for donations, but I do enjoy doing these videos, and we'll see how long I can keep doing these videos. On one last note, I will be speaking in Prague. That's a definite. I might do a whole European tour. I'll most likely speak in Italy. I'll most likely speak in Germany. I'll potentially speak in London, and I'll keep you guys updated. This is, of course, for September and October. Okay, and I will keep you guys updated on the user-activated soft fork, and hopefully my miner will be here this week, and we'll get that going. Okay, I've rambled on long enough. I'm going to flip the camera. All right. Don't forget, we're not done yet. We're not done. We're not in the clear yet, okay? SegWit 2x is going to be potentially lots and lots of trouble. All right, question time. Sorry, I got to try to make my videos like less than a half an hour so that I can get to your questions earlier. Briefly explain the meaning of the custom indicator. Well, I'm trying to keep something for private clients, and because so much of my time is spent on Bitcoin, and I no longer do my job of profiting as a traditional trader, because that also requires a lot of attention. I think between my tweets and all of my videos, I've explained it enough for a good trader to get the idea. And those that really, really care to learn more about it and get my code, 0.1 Bitcoins per hour, guys, I'll gladly explain it to you. If it means that much to you, and you're trading a portfolio of significant size, and you want this tool to help you trade, I don't think 0.1 Bitcoin is a steep price. I think I give enough free information away. All right, next. Tone, do you recommend a strategy for moving money from 401k into Bitcoin? Not really. I know someone created a Bitcoin IRA, and I'd like to avoid penalties if possible. Well, you can also buy the GBTC pink sheet in your self-directed IRA, and someone did create the Bitcoin IRA, but that's no different than trusting someone else holding the security of your Bitcoin. I mean, yeah, it's a great tax advantage. Do I recommend putting all your life savings into Bitcoin? God, no. If you want to move 5 to 10% of your 401k into Bitcoin, sure, you can use the Bitcoin IRA. I personally wouldn't. I would just go and buy Bitcoin. Okay, but yeah, you can do it. Should we worry about the hash rate of Bitfury going down to under 5%? Maybe. Maybe. I like Bitfury personally. I didn't like the fact that they didn't stand up for SegWit enough. I always liked seeing Bitfury in the 15 to 20% range. Yeah. Maybe they're not as good, and maybe they're not as smart as I thought they were, which is unfortunate. I like the guys at Bitfury. So I don't know what it means. It means there's lots of mining competition, right? I start buying Avalon miners, guys. Stop giving Jihan Wu and BitMain your business. My Avalon miner's on the way. Got it from Canon. I'll talk more about it once I actually get it. All right, next. Is August the deadline for SegWit? Kinda. August 1st, the user-activated soft fork. All right, next. I'll talk more about that in my article. Once I finish updating the website, I'll start articles again. Did the fall of ETH influence the fall on Bitcoin price? No, probably not. Since Ethereum dollar is not liquid enough, people were selling Ethereum via Bitcoin. Selling Ethereum via Bitcoin doesn't do anything, because if you sell your Ethereum for Bitcoin, you're creating demand for Bitcoin. And then if you sell your Bitcoin for cash, you're removing the demand for Bitcoin, right? But that's a wash. Ethereum gets hurt. Bitcoin, it's a wash. It's a wash trade. It doesn't do anything. So no, not in that way anyway. Look, the entire space took a hit, right? Like if you look at the chart of the total market cap combined, that one may be in a bubble, but we'll see how Bitcoin's affected by it. Look, Bitcoin has its own problems. Like, I don't really care about Ethereum. I just know that it's complete nonsense that, unfortunately, is still with us. Segregated witness BIP 141 signaling is at an all-time high at 43%. Beautiful. Now they just need to run the code. Will reaching 50% have any significance? Yes, of course, a huge significance. But we need this significance via BIP 148, not BIP 141. We need BIP 141 through BIP 148. So my miner is going to be signaling for BIP 148. What's my definition of a scam? I don't have time to describe it. Watch the Crypto Scam podcast. We get into it there, okay? Look, there are multiple definitions of a scam, right? So the obvious one is where someone starts a project that they know they're doing something shady. They know they're selling you snake oil. Did the Ethereum people know that they were selling snake oil? That's debatable. It's debatable, and it's very, very hard to prove. To me, Ethereum was always a dream sold as an unlicensed, unregistered security. So to me, the fact that they sold you a digital security with speculative value that you can trade anonymously and didn't register as a security, to me, that is a scam. They scammed you by selling you an illegal security. That's it. It ends there. Whether their platform is sustainable or not, which I always said it wasn't, is debatable. They believe that it's sustainable. I know that they're wrong. Even without a computer science degree, I know that they're wrong. Not sustainable. Not sustainable. And they're not scalable either. It's not going to work, guys. It's not going to work. So to me, they were always a scam. Now, just because the scammer doesn't realize that he's running a scam, when other people realize that he's running a scam, is he still a scammer? Potentially, right? Now, the moment you realize you're a scam, then what do? Do you admit it? Most people don't. Most people take the money and run. In fact, you should take the money and run. Otherwise, you go to prison. If you steal the Bitcoin, you can still disappear and stay out of prison. What are your thoughts of a scenario where people in a country like Venezuela or any other country of financial ruin would rather jump to Litecoin than Bitcoin simply because of the price? Not much. I mean, look, Bitcoin has underlying demand. I mean, you're seeing it right now with ransomware. They're not asking for Litecoin, they're asking for Bitcoin. So yeah, sure, if Venezuela wants to jump to Litecoin because it's cheaper, but I mean, Bitcoin transactions are once again cheap. You know, if the spammers didn't try to push their agenda of big blocks, Bitcoin would have never lost this, you know, cheap transaction confidence to things like Litecoin. Bitcoin would be higher priced today. Litecoin would be lower in price today. So yeah, they can jump to it, but also remember, Litecoin is more volatile than Bitcoin, right? What's more important to the people of Venezuela? Stability in the value of their currency or speculation, right? I mean, look, Litecoin just went from 50 to 35. Litecoin just fell 30%, you know? Bitcoin did better. I don't think Bitcoin almost fell 30%. You know, Bitcoin fell like 20%, right? Bitcoin is more stable. If you have $50 to spend, you buy $50 worth of Bitcoin, and it's going to be more stable than Litecoin. So what do people need, right? Extrapolate your argument. Well, if Litecoin is cheaper, what about Dogecoin? You know, that's cheaper. You know, what about, you know, God knows what else that's worth 3 cents, right? The argument doesn't hold water. It would be nice to see Bitcoin above 10,000, and then maybe we'll move the convention to bits, and then 1 bit becomes a penny, US penny, right? And then it becomes more manageable as far as psychology goes. Next, if you announce your podcast at least 1 day in advance on social media and your web page, you will get more people. I think everyone knows where my podcast is. My podcast is Sundays and Wednesdays, unless there is some kind of special occasion. So, I mean, my regular followers know when it is. You know, hey, viewers will come, right? Look, I have no ads. It doesn't really matter to me, right? It doesn't matter if I have... it's just cool, right? It's cool to see live viewers. It's cool to see you guys participate. It's cool to see more views. I would like to have more popularity. Who doesn't, right? I will. My promise to the community is until I'm getting 10,000 views per video, I'm not gonna do ads. After I get 10,000 views per video, I'll consider ads, only because, look, guys, it's money on the table, right? If I'm making a bunch of money in consulting and donations, I guess I'll keep ads off my channel. But once I'm getting 10,000 views per video, and I know I can get a lot of these views if I do, let's say, 4 videos of 30 minutes a week instead of 2 videos of an hour and a half. But once I'm getting over 10,000 views per video, it's that's like $2,000 or $3,000 a month I'm throwing away that YouTube would give me by putting ads up, right? I would need. I mean, I would. You know, I would need convincing not to put ads up, right? But for now, no ads. All right, let's move on. In the case of a hard fork, what chain gets to keep the BTC tag? No one knows. In my opinion, the chain with the core developers. The core developers is security of Bitcoin. Whichever chain has the core dev team, that's the chain that keeps the Bitcoin name, in my opinion, and that's the chain I would stay on. If we have 2 chains, I'm not going to do this anymore. I'm not going to do this anymore. I was wrong. I was wrong about blockchain. I was wrong about Bitcoin. If we have 2 viable Bitcoins, like there are 2 viable Ethereum, I was completely wrong. I'll probably leave the space. I'll start a hedge fund and forget Bitcoin. You know, maybe I'll hold a few Bitcoin just in case I'm wrong again, but there'll be no reason for me to stay. If I have to do this video and talk about to Bitcoin like I'm doing to Ethereum, that you will never see a Bitcoin video from me again. How does a market like Bitcoin turn bearish after so much demand in Asia? How long could bear markets last? Bear markets can last 26 years. The bear market in gold, from the high in 1980 to the low in the late like 2002, that lasted over 20 years, right? So don't give me this crap about gold has to go up, right? Gold had a bear market for over 20 years, and it might actually happen again, right? It's possible that we're in a gold bear market that can last 20 years, right? The high was in 2011, so it's possible that gold can stay in a bear market till 2030, right? Possible. No, nobody knows. Nobody knows. You just got to take it slowly. The Bitcoin bear market lasted from November or December 2013 all the way into the summer of 2015. So that bear market lasted a year and a half. So the Bitcoin bear market lasted a year and a half. It's possible that another Bitcoin bear market can last another year or two, right? We can easily go back down to 1,000 and hit a Bitcoin bear market. This will happen if people keep preventing SegWit, right? If we can't get SegWit in the summer, I can see a Bitcoin bear market where we get SegWit next summer with a BIP 149, and that could lead to a full year bear market in Bitcoin, taking it back down to $1,000. Very possible. It'll be reasonable. Nothing wrong with that. So bear markets can last. The question is recognizing them, right? Go back to my articles. Go back to my website. Go to publications. Read all of my articles throughout 2014. I think I started writing articles in the summer of 2014. I was bearish Bitcoin all the way. Almost all those articles were like bearish Bitcoin. Let me see if I can pull up an image here. Hold on. I might have to go to screen share in a minute. Hold on. Give me a second, guys. Oh, wait. Went to the wrong folder of pictures. I don't have them all as one picture. I have them all the pictures in like one tweet. Well, let me see if I can get to it. Man, I can't wait to get a new computer. Everything just loads so slowly on this. It definitely outlived its usefulness. Assuming it was ever meant to be used the way I'm using it now by streaming video, which it probably wasn't. I must have tweeted this out a long time ago. Anyway, I'm not going to get to it. It'll take too long to pull up. Anyway, yeah, so the bear market can last. So like no one really knows. No one really knows. All right, guys. I think on this note, I'm done with questions. Hey, video didn't even go an hour and a half, which is excellent. Thank you, Rich, for helping me out with questions. I guess I can glance at the live chat, see what's going on. Still have 450 people, so that's good. I see a question in the live chat. Do you think a Bitcoin scaling compromise was the only way forward? No, of course not. It was a terrible way forward. The only way forward, I think, is the worst way forward. Do you think that satisfies all parties somehow reflected in a free market? No. Look, the SegWit 2x compromise is absolutely terrible. Terrible. You don't compromise on the security of Bitcoin. When you have 100 decentralized core developers that have kept Bitcoin from forking and from being shut down and from being censored since before people like Roger Ver were in Bitcoin. When you ask these people to compromise their integrity and to compromise on their knowledge of the situation, that's not a compromise. That's either people lying or people going against their principles, right? So no, you don't compromise on bigger blocks when a bigger block creates 2 Bitcoin. So no, a compromise is not a way forward. The way forward is science. The way forward is science. The way forward is what is safe. And what is safe is SegWit, not a compromise. That's not safe. Okay? I didn't skip the oil chart. I pulled up the oil chart, but there's nothing there. Oil is having a little bit of a bounce, and there's really not much. If you go back in the video, you'll find the oil chart. It was there. I mentioned it for like a minute. It's just not much there. If you are really that good in your predictions, why would you not trade and make money? Instead, you make a channel to get people to hire you. That's a good question. Well, sure, let's shut the video and then I go trade. I enjoy this more. I don't enjoy trading. Man, I like sleeping at night, right? And I don't force anyone to pay me, right? It's volunteer work. It's if you like what I say, and some people have tipped me because they've made good money off my predictions. Sure. If some people want to learn more from my experience of being a trader for 15 years, sure. I'm supposed to be trading traditional markets, and when I do, I get very busy, and I don't have time for Bitcoin. Like, there's only so much time in a day, so I can only do one of 2 things. I can go back to trading, and then no one will know my name. I had a choice to make, right? I could have been a trader, or I could have, started making videos and, spread my knowledge. It's usually one or the other. And I never talk about the things I actually trade. My traditional trading, I don't talk about that. Because if I share that information, I'll no longer be a profitable trader in it. Also, in my experience, when you're not actually in the trade, it's a lot easier to call the trade correctly when you're not invested in that trade. Because you have less fear and you have less to prove, and you're not talking up your bullish position and you're not talking down your bearish position. When do you expect the banks and the government to ban Bitcoin? As far as I know, they've always banned Bitcoin. I think Bitcoin is illegal according to every first world government, and that's why I have never connected Bitcoin to my real life name. I've never used Bitcoin in connection with my government identity. I believe that I will be breaking government laws on currency if I do. But that's just my paranoid opinion, right? Like, I would never use Bitcoin through purse.io. Then they know my address and they know I have Bitcoin. But right now, nobody actually knows I have Bitcoin, right? I could have been lying to you. My donation addresses could have gone somewhere else. Like, there's really nothing tying me to it, right? I could own 0 Bitcoin right now. That's the beauty of Bitcoin. Nobody knows how much you have. Do I still support user-activated soft fork? Really? I'm wearing a hat. Come on, guys. Nope. The user-activated soft fork does not create a hard fork. Bad actors will create a hard fork because they don't want SegWit. Question. I'm running BIP 14.1 node, BIP 148, added by Luke Jr. Now we're officially released by Core is out. but in my understanding, BIP 14.2 does not have BIP 148 in it. Is that true? I honestly don't know yet. I need to look at that myself. If it doesn't have it yet, it should soon. Because after we get SegWit, you can then upgrade to 14.2, right? Like you don't have to upgrade to 14.2 right now. You can stay with 14.1. We can get SegWit in August, and then you can once SegWit is in, you can upgrade to 14.3, 15.8, whatever is that. Would you lose money trading? I have no idea, right? I mean, I do pretty well in my traditional trading when I have time to focus on it. All right, guys. I think I'm good. I think I've shared enough knowledge for the day. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you for your donations. Thank you for your private consulting calls. And I'll see you all on the next video, which will probably be this weekend, even though it's 4th of July holiday weekend, but I'll try and sneak a video in sometime this weekend. All right, and check out the Bitcoin group on Friday, and keep supporting user-activated software, guys. Don't stop. Don't stop. I don't know what the hell SegWit 2x is doing, but we need SegWit. Okay, we need SegWit. All right, see you all next time.